Hello, everybody, and you are in the motivation. What is motivation? Little mini course, if you will. Thank you so much for clicking and downloading the PDF. If you look below here, you should see where it says download the PDF. Please download that, print it up. And then as you go through this, you can kind of fill out some of the fill in the blank answers to help retain some of the information that you're going to be learning through this. It is a mini course, so it's not anything that is going to take too much time for you to get the gist out of it. Mini courses usually are just like 1 to 2 PDFs that you can just print up and fill out, as opposed to some of the other courses that might be like a 5-day challenge, 7-day challenge, 14-day challenge, something like that, or a master class where it could be just one really big course. Okay. So this one is on motivation. And the reason that I decided to do this was because I get asked all the time, how do I find the motivation to do something? Or once I do find it, how do I maintain that motivation? And I think it's important that before we go there, that we look at the root word of motive, and it's just like, what are you trying to get from it? The Oxford Language Dictionary defines motive as a reason for doing something, especially when it is hidden or not obvious. And in psychology, we know it as a desire to act towards a goal. Very simply, it's a wanting of something. Perhaps we want to change a behavior, or we want to change our thoughts, our health, how we look in a swimsuit. Maybe we want to change a relationship, a job. Maybe we want to just change our morning habits or something. Okay, so according to Zig Ziglar, rest in peace, Zig, people often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. So this means basically revisit why this is important to you. Okay? The fact of the matter is motivation is found within oneself. It's the desire to change something about ourselves or our environment. So this is something that we have to actually look within ourselves. We can do things like turn on music for inspiration, or maybe watch a video for inspiration. But ultimately, the motivation is going to come from within yourself. Okay? Making changes can be hard because being a human, as I hope you're human, I don't know. you could be anything. I don't know you. You could be anything. But let's just say you're a human, and humans definitely have a harder time with change. They like to keep habits and routines, and change can be kind of hard for a lot of people. And when we change and start doing things differently, our brain goes back to like the caveman days, when it was like, wait a minute, you're doing something that's weird. This has to be wrong. Something's up, and it kind of gets freaked out, and it goes into that the fight or flight mode, and it's like, this isn't normal. What's happening? And the anxiety, and you start looking for things like what's wrong. That's just how the brain works. And this is where people tend to slide into their old habits. You started a diet because you wanted to look better, feel better, have more energy, whatever it was, but now you start bringing the junk food back in the house. It replaces the healthy stuff that you just stocked everything in. The whole foods that we were committed to changing our bodies with, out the window. The TV automatically jumps on when we walk through the door after work. Where, before we had our gym bag there, now we're stepping over it to get to the TV remote. And things like that are happening, right? It's then that the brain begins to relax, because we're moving back into what we know as our normal and our safe mode. So back to the junk food, back to sitting on the couch with the TV remote, back to the sitting on the couch with a beer instead of a water, watching TV instead of reading, back into the old habits. They just kind of creep back in. Okay, so we must consider the motivational problems like procrastination or avoidance. And I would have to say that I'm a pretty decent procrastinator. That's me. And maybe you are too. But our needs, our relationships, our environment, and our emotions can play a big part in whether we procrastinate or avoid doing what we know we should be doing in order to achieve that desired goal. So I learned something from, I believe it was Dean DeGrazio. I think that's who it was. It was a while back. But he was talking about the 7 whys, and apparently he learned this from somebody else too. It's a trick where you say that you want to change something. You have, this motivation, right? You want to change something, and so you're looking for the motivation of why. Why does it matter so much? What is it to you? And if you can ask why, and then just ask why again. Okay, so for instance, maybe you want to get in better shape. So it's like, okay, why do I want to get in better shape? Well, I want to get in better shape because I have high blood pressure, and I want to bring my high blood pressure down. Okay, well, why do you want to bring your high blood pressure down? Well, I want to bring my high blood pressure down because right now it's really dangerous, and if I don't, then potentially I could die, and I don't want to die. Okay, well, why don't you want to die? Well, because I have my kids, and they need me in their life. And and then you ask, well, okay, so why do they need you in their life? And you can just keep going down 7 times. Just ask why 7 times. Maybe you want more love, more time to do things with your family, whatever it is you're seeking the motivation for. Okay, just write those 7 reasons why down, and you're really going to get to the grit of why this is really important to you if you actually do that. And then just kind of go through and say, okay, so in order for me to get to that place of where this is going to be, maybe not easy, but at least easier, is to identify, well, what is something that I'm going to need to give up, or something that I'm going to have to learn, or something that I'm going to have to change or achieve so that you could accomplish this. Okay, so you want to get in better shape. Okay, so something I need to give up. Well, I'm going to have to give up coming home, stepping over the gym bag, and sitting on the couch and turning the TV on right after work. Or instead of smacking the alarm clock or whatever have you, turning the alarm off on snooze 3 times in the morning before you get your butt out of bed, maybe now, okay, well, you know what, the first time that alarm goes off, I have to get out of bed. And you can, one of the resources in the PDF is Mel Robbins's 5-second rule. So instead of going, oh, I'll get up in 5 minutes, as soon as that alarm goes off, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get your butt out of bed. It's that simple. It's kind of scary how simple it is. But if it means something to you, you're going to do this. And then when you find yourself struggling to stay on track or stay motivated, somebody that you could reach out for help from is, and then think about that, who could you lean on, like when you're really not feeling it, that will kind of hold you accountable. I do accountability coaching, where if that's something that you're interested in, where if you say that you want to do something, then you check in with me once a week, or I check in with you once a week, whatever. We have a meeting once a week, and we kind of go through and say, okay, so how did we do this week? And what progress is it going to meet? What progress did we made? How are you feeling about it? Do we need to change anything? Things like that. If you're interested in that, I'll put a link here and you can book that. Okay, it's not expensive at all in my opinion, but it is a service that I do offer. I've been doing that for years and years and years. So, all right, and then something healthy you could reward yourself with for staying on track toward your goal. So something you can give yourself. So say that you want to, you want to get healthy. And so finally you're like, okay, you know what? I just took my blood pressure and I'm rocking it. I'm killing this. What can you do to reward yourself? You don't want to do something bad like, hey, let's go out. You're trying to control your blood pressure. So it's not like I want to go and eat some crappy food or something. but maybe you want to go to a place like, it'd be really nice to go to a concert. Music is fantastic. Concerts are coming back now. Things are kind of getting slowly back to a new normal. So maybe it's like, I'll treat myself to this concert because I've been doing so well. Or, I'll treat myself to a nice massage, or something, just whatever it is that you would really like, a facial, a spa day, something that could be really good for you. Other things that we need to talk about too are some of the foods that we eat that do help with motivation. Things like blueberries. Okay, they stabilize your brain function by protecting the natural tissue from the buildup of oxidative stress that you gather throughout the day. So blueberries are really great. They boost concentration and reaction times. So dark chocolate. I don't have this memorized, so I do apologize. Normally I'd put this like on a little one of my little indexy cards like this. I'd put them on there and I could kind of just glance at them, but it's a lot of information. So I have it here and I'm just going to kind of look at it. But dark chocolate, it contains the caffeine and theobromine, which can increase your brain's awareness and in turn stimulate a short-term motivational boost. It's one of the best things you can eat before a math test or exam. So consider that for anybody who has a big test or exam coming up. A little bit of dark chocolate's going to benefit you there. Bananas are full of vitamin B6 and magnesium. They both contribute hugely to the maintenance of your overall health and well-being. The bananas are really good because of their high level of fructose. It's not the bad fructose, not like the fructose corn syrup, that high fructose corn syrup. That's not what we're talking about. This is a healthy fructose. Once digested, your body converts it into glucose, which your brain needs to function correctly. Eating one in the morning before you go to work or school can give your brain enough energy for the full day and decrease your chances of feeling depressed or stressed throughout the day significantly. Its mood stabilizing ability is why it is one of the most eaten fruits in the United Kingdom. And then tuna. Tuna is really good for you too. It contains the flexibility of cell membranes, which facilitate communication between your brain and nerve cells. A lot of people are like, well, tuna's fatty. And it's actually kind of a healthy fat. They think that, they say the scientists believe your brain is made up of 60% fat, 25%, which is DHA. You can also eat salmon if you're not a big tuna fan. Salmon is another kind of a fatty fish that contains the good fat in it. And then avocados are also good. They are full of healthy fats again that increase the blood flow around your body. So that helps it to get to your brain, makes it a little bit happier. Spinach, seeds like sunflower and pumpkin seeds, walnuts, brown rice. Those are all great foods for motivation. They're good brain foods. So keep those healthy snacks in your home for whatever your goal is. And then also fragrances that you can bring into your home. The lemon, the orange, the grapefruit, the peppermint, rosemary, jasmine. They're all really good, happy fragrances. So those can help with your motivation too. Okay. And so just some of the ways you can bring the fragrances into your home or office space would be, I have essential oils. I could probably grab one over here. I think they're inside the room. But I have the essential oils that I will have diffused into the room. Or just kind of keeping them. You can do candles too, as for fragrances, so you could do that as well. I wouldn't recommend doing like the spray chemical stuff because I don't think that really works all that well because it is chemical. I don't think it's like the real essence, if you will. I think it's a fake fragrance. Maybe it works, maybe it. I just don't. I'm just not into having all the chemicals in the room. That's all that is. Okay. And then I did put at the bottom of the PDF resources, which I am not paid or compensated for sharing the resources. They're just personal recommendations. You know, like if you were talking to me here, this is what I would say. I would say, okay, well, go get the Mel Robbins 5-second rule. I said that at the beginning of the video. And then Brendan Burchard's Motivation Manifesto. It's a great book. It's not a long read. I think I've read it twice, and it's in my bookcase. Tony Robbins' video from Unleash the Power Within. The one decision will change everything. And I'm going to include that link here in the resources. And then also how the food that you eat affects your brains. Okay, so you can kind of see how those foods, the whole foods, the whole grains, and then obviously you want to get enough sleep, because if you're not getting at least 6 hours of sleep a night, then that's going to affect your mood. It's going to affect your motivation. You're not going to have the energy. You're not going to be thinking clearly. So make sure that you get enough sleep. Okay. If you have any questions about any of the information that was shared with you today, or you know, about the PDF, feel free to contact me back. I'll be more than happy to talk with you about that. You can check it out on Facebook. You can leave a comment about what you think about it as well. Facebook.com/Embrace Life Coaching Fitness is what it is, and you can just like that there. All right, or do it in the comments below. That would be great too. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I look forward to seeing you again. All right, take care, guys. Bye.